Good afternoon, everyone. So we're not gonna say episode whatever anymore, since we're gonna be YouTubers now.
Yeah!
So you guys can follow us on YouTube as well. You can subscribe. We are finally on. So not only you guys can see us on Instagram, and if you missed a show, a podcast, you can follow us on YouTube and catch us up on YouTube and follow us wherever you guys want to go. Not like you couldn't before, but same way.
Makes it more realistic.
There
And
you
like I said, I typed it. If we get censored, that means we made it big.
Oh yeah. That means we're saying something that is going against the narrative.
But that means we're famous. Because there's no such thing as bad press, right?
Yeah, exactly. So today we're gonna touch on the stomach. So 3 weeks ago actually, because 2 weeks ago we spoke about delayed gratification, but last week we weren't able to because some of us got food poisoning, so we got stuck on. Yeah, me. Not fun. Not fun at all. So today we're gonna be talking about the organ that digests, or the first part of our digestion, in the digestive section as well, in the gut, right? So
You would say that it's the first line of defense.
technically, yes, it could
The
be.
first responders to your food.
Yeah. So our first digestive aspect is our mouth, like we discussed in the first general digestion. Why? Because that's where we start our enzymes, and then we have our digestive tubes. So our the esophagus. That's what I'm trying to say. So we got the esophagus, and then we go into our stomach. So the stomach, which is 12 inches long by 6 inches long wide.
It's all squeezed in here.
Yeah. So we always think this is our stomach, right? So this is what we were trying to explain to Chris before.
I was lied to.
Yeah. This is not our stomach. This is our gut. So our gut holds our stomach. The gut holds in our intestines, our pancreas, and all that. So our stomach is actually a big piece right in the center of the gut, and it makes like kind of like a C shape, we could say.
Yeah, I could actually. Yeah.
Yeah, we could say it's like a C shape. So basically, connects to the esophagus and then connects to the liver. So all the food that gets processed from the stomach goes straight into the liver. The stomach, yeah.
I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
Is it in the stomach that that your body decides, are you gonna puke it out?
I'm gonna say yes, only because if you don't have enough stomach acid, then your stomach is gonna be like, well, we can't digest it, so puke it right back up, because it's kind of foreign to us.
So you, because I once heard that the stomach is like a second brain.
That's the gut.
Oh,
The gut is the stomach. Exactly.
Just because what I was understanding from this conversation I had is that the stomach is what communicates before your brain does that something might be poisonous or dangerous.
So don't forget, like we just said, the stomach is in the gut. So you have to always differentiate what is the stomach, what is the gut. And I think that's the big thing a lot of people have a misconception with, is that what's the stomach, what's the gut. So again, our gut contains all the digestive tubes, all of the part of the kidneys and all that stuff as well. So you got your stomach, your pancreas, your gallbladder, your liver, your small intestine, large intestine, and then goes down to the kidneys and all that stuff, right? So your gut is the whole aspect, and that's the gut that connects to the. No, we don't have it here. I have a diagram, one of those, but if you want to get it, but it doesn't matter.
We're going to do organs for a while now,
exactly.
just so we can finish up and really get involved with those
The health
beautiful
aspect.
parts that let us live every day.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, again, the gut holds in everything, and the stomach is part of the gut. So clarify
Part
that.
of.
And the reason why I say that, yes, that could be the reason why we digest unpoorly and then it pukes out, is because we have low stomach acid. So what happens when we have low stomach acid? That's when we get the feeling of burping. That's when we get the feeling of a burning sensation, or food just gets pushed back up. Heartburn, burning sensation, heartburn. Yeah, exactly. But a lot of burping. What is burping? Usually, it leads to us having an indigestion right in the stomach. It's like,
So it's not healthy to burp.
no.
Darn it.
Feel
But I
good.
also heard that burping means you had a good meal.
That means you digested you didn't digest. For me, it's you didn't digest 100% properly
Intriguing.
because you're not supposed to pass gas and you're not supposed to burp technically when you digest properly.
Supposed to.
Supposed to.
Wow.
Yeah. Like every now and then, if it's not excessive, is one thing, you know. But if people are always burping after a meal, then that's when there's problems.
So if someone smells at your dinner table,
that's-
tell them to visit us.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's that could be my opinion. That could be something different, but that's what I see always in practice. It's those that are excessive burping. That's when you have a problem. I mean, obviously, burping a little bit is not the end of the world. We all burp every now and then.
And let's be honest, food is not the same as we used to have
No,
it, right?
exactly.
It's not as healthy as it is. Not as
And don't forget, stress decreases our stomach acid, so it makes it harder for us to digest, right?
intriguing.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing the amount of water matters as well.
Yes, but the thing with the water actually decreases our stomach acid. So this is why you shouldn't drink right before you eat, and you shouldn't drink while you eat, and you should wait a bit after you eat.
So again, do not drink anything.
Yeah.
So when you go to because let's be honest, right? Like everybody who goes to restaurants and all, you're always given a drink first. Like alcohol, does that
that's
help with the acidity?
It's not going to help with the acidity, but it passes through the stomach and passes through the liver, so it's different.
Okay.
It won't reduce your stomach acidity like water will. So that's why it's specific. You could drink your wine, you could drink whatever. It's not going to help you digest. It's not going to help you feel better, but it's going to pass differently than water because water is going to be what's going to decrease your heartburn.
Interesting.
So when someone has a heartburn, right away we say, okay, drink water. Drink like a boatload of water so that you could reduce or feel better. And don't forget, low stomach acid, when you get the burning sensation, that's just your body telling you that your stomach acid is too low. So it's your body trying to create acidity so you can digest your foods more efficiently.
The stomach. What else we gonna talk about the stomach?
So you got the stomach that digests your proteins and your minerals. So if you're lacking minerals for whatever reason, your zinc, your iron. So a lot of people, I see this very often in practice that, oh, I'm iron deficient. Oh, I need to up my iron intake. Well, why don't you check your stomach first to see if it's digesting your iron to begin with? Because if not, then obviously you're going to be iron deficient, magnesium deficient, zinc deficient, right? Same thing with protein. If you're not absorbing your protein properly, well, why don't you go with your stomach acid first? Remember, your stomach acid should be between 1.5 to 3.5 acidity on the
Scale?
The scale. So it's one of the most acidic properties or organs in the body. And what do you eat that's acid is meat, right?
Okay.
Proteins are kind of acid, but it needs the acidity to break it down. Anything needs the acidity to break it down so it gets decomposed into, let's say, protein, into your amino acids, which your amino acids are your building blocks to everything, to all your other cells in the body. So it's your amino acids are the building blocks to the cells in the body, but those are your building blocks as well to your proteins. So they get decomposed so that the amino acids can feed the cells. And that's why it's very important to up your protein intake, because every cell in your body needs protein. From different sources, of course, but meat and fish are a big component of protein because they have the highest component of protein.
Would you say that, like, when you eat lamb or let's say deer, are those extra, like, because you're saying protein, right? But proteins are even in nuts.
No, nuts are more fat. Yes, there's protein, but not enough of it to be considered a protein, and it's more of a fat content.
So you're talking about real meat,
real meats,
steak.
Exactly. Eggs.
Not
stuff like
chicken.
Chicken, turkey, all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So anything that, put it this way, anything that runs, flies, swims, that's meat.
Intriguing.
Anything that grows from the earth, we should be eating. That's your plants, your tree nuts, all that stuff. Eat it.
This might be a controversial question, which I like to do. But people who are vegan, what happens to their stomachs when they're not getting those acidities that they need to break down stuff?
So everybody's different. Okay, some people might be okay being a vegan, and they might actually be able to digest without having their stomach acid acidity could be okay, but it doesn't mean that they're lacking other nutrients, B12, iron. That's why a lot of people supplement with iron because, hey, I'm lacking some iron. But sometimes, depending the person, because there are vegan and vegetarians that are okay and they could be healthy. And I'm not gonna bash them because everybody has their own lifestyle.
I don't
right?
believe in bashing.
No.
I just really care about people in the
Yeah.
way that people want to make a healthy choice.
Exactly. Yeah.
Great.
Exactly.
My thing is it healthy? Period.
My opinion, no, it's not healthy. But again, you're always gonna have both ends of the spectrum.
Right, but
That's
this
the
is
thing.
why if you make this choice to become vegan or to become vegetarian, there will be a need for supplementation.
100%.
Because if you don't get that supplementation, your body needs this to survive.
And I'm not telling you to eat a boatload of meat and that's the only thing you can eat, right? You could have just a fistful of meat and then your whole plate of veggies. That's something that's okay for you too, because not even a lot of people that eat meat can digest the meat properly anyway. Regardless if their stomach acidity is good or not, some people just can't digest it. Then that's fine.
Yeah.
So that's why you gotta find what's right for you. If you feel good, then you feel energized, and you have no complications. And that's why we say you gotta test your digestive system right off the bat. It's probably the best thing to do. It's the first thing I always look at when I work with my clients. It's check the digestion. If it's not the stomach, is it the gallbladder? If you're digesting your fats properly, is it your pancreas that can digest properly? So there's a lot of things that you could look at. There's a lot of things you need to look at. Now, yes, we're gonna have to supplement on B12. Some might not even get enough omega-3, so you gotta supplement with omega-3s, and we know omega-3s are good for inflammation, the joints, the brain. There's a lot of benefits to the omegas. Even people that eat meat or that eat fish don't even get enough because, put it this way, one capsule of omega-3 is equivalent to 24 salmons. So that's...
Wow!
Yeah, exactly. So that's how much we're lacking in omegas. So you can see just by the lack of omegas that we have, imagine someone that's not eating the fish or the meat or the animal proteins that we're supposed to eat, right? So that's why it's very important to just have a variety of animal protein, plant-based protein as much as possible. But really, what works for you is best. Just try and find someone that's able to guide you into the right direction and say, you know what, okay, we need to up your stomach acid for this reason. We need to manage your vitamins and minerals for this reason, whatever the case may be.
And it's really important to talk about needs because not everyone is built the same.
No,
not everyone is born the same. And I think it's super important to talk about the factor that everyone needs different things.
Yeah.
And I think it's important because the stomach, at the end of the day, if it's not getting what it needs, it's not breaking down what's in it,
Yeah.
right? And that's why the organ of the stomach, which is our topic today, is so important. Because imagine your stomach being a bag, right? They're all bags at the end of the day, but this particular one fills up to decompose everything. And like we just discussed, some things don't get decomposed unless
You have the stomach enzymes.
exactly. So you need to recognize, am I lacking something? And just like you said, an omega-3 is like, how many?
24 salmon.
24 salmon, and that's one capsule a day?
That's just one capsule in general.
But you're supposed to take it every day? For how
Technically.
long?
Yeah, that's why we test the seed, but the body is very efficient. And you can get your omegas from your flax seeds and other sources of food, your fish for sure. I'm not saying I'm just giving you the example that, even though we eat animal protein, we're still lacking in certain areas because the concentration in supplements are so big.
Here's one massive question I have. Why is it that McDonald's little burger gives you like almost 1,000 calories, which is like half of the calories you're supposed to have in a day? How's that like?
You really want to go down that route?
We're ending it soon, so we're like,
with all the chemicals and stuff that it is.
So that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's all the chemicals in that
all
little
the chemicals.
burger. It's not to do with how healthy it is.
No, at all.
It's just chemical calories.
Here's something
Wow.
about McDonald's. Here's something about McDonald's, right? I know some people that used to work there that said, 100% beef, it ain't 100% beef. It's the name of the company that used to sell them the beef.
Wow.
So,
Trademark.
Yeah,
That will be a topic one day on this show.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Words.
So if we go back
Magic.
so hydrochloric acidity, that's the enzyme we need in the gut to digest your proteins and stuff. The importance of hydrochloric acid.
Hydrochloric acid.
Hydrochloric acid. Yeah, we learned that in elementary and high school, if you remember. HCl. Basically, what it does, it actually kills unwanted bacteria that come into the body. So if your stomach acidity is good, yeah, okay. So when your stomach acidity is proper, it kills the bacteria right away.
Wow.
It's supposed to. The other thing is that it converts your.
So it protects you from bad bacteria.
Yes, exactly. So that's why, even having a probiotic that you put in the good bacteria, but if you don't digest it properly, it can just create more bad bacteria. And that's another topic we'll go on because probiotics are another big thing to do.
Right now, the organs. Then, the beautiful stuff that helps them.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing is that hydrochloric acid actually sterilizes your stomach at the same time.
Oh.
So it sterilizes your stomach so that it stays proper and neat. We'll call it neat. And then you're able to digest your food, and it can, again, like we said, decompose it into your proteins that you need.
So say that word again.
Sterilize.
No, the what makes it sterilized.
What did I just say?
The word. The animal.
Hydrochloric acid?
So hydrochloric
Chloric
acid
acid.
is like Lysol.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
So
Sterilizes
that's
the stomach,
okay,
makes
exactly.
it clean after everything that's been in it.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, it takes everything you eat.
Yeah. And so that's just the basics.
Even your snots.
Yeah. So that's just the basics of your stomach acidity and whatnot, and that's all you really need to know. So what we could say is what you need to supplement. If you don't want to use supplements, I used to always say this. I mean, I mentioned this a few times in the podcast, but apple cider vinegar is very good. You could have it as a gummy as well. 1 tablespoon in the morning, or even 1 tablespoon before every time you eat. Again, some people might disturb them too much, and try and go with the gummies. If not, the best thing to do is to get a supplement that has HCl or betaine HCl or pepsin as well in the composite.
Let's say they don't want a supplement. Can they eat something?
No, that eating something won't increase your digestive enzyme. So that's why I say apple cider vinegar will help you increase it.
Interesting.
And from now, it's just the only thing that I've noticed that will increase your hydrochloric acidity. So basically, acidity will elevate acidity. It won't burn you or anything. It won't deteriorate you more like people think. It's just going to actually amplify your acidity.
Interesting. All right. Cool. Any last words about the stomach?
About the stomach. Well,
right
no,
here.
just keep it healthy. Yeah.
It's a very important
right
part.
here, man. Right here.
Right here.
Yeah, right in the middle. So follow your gut, not your stomach.
Ah.
There you go.
I used to follow my stomach a lot, especially at buffets.
Yeah,
I'd
exactly.
go on a all-you-can-see diet, All right.
All right, guys.
Have a
Enjoy
great
your
night.
Saturday.
We
Ciao.
can.